The Syvecs GPSBT and Syvecs BTIMU both have 4 configurable analog inputs present on the hardware. These can be utilised in 2 methods. First, via the control of the mobile application, and second, via the internal processor on the device. If you're wanting the input to be basically utilised all the time and transmitting whenever the unit is powered up, then you need to do it via the internal hardware and the SCAL programming. If you're wanting to use that input for every time the application is being run, for example to change display layout, etc., then you can utilize it and set it up via the mobile application. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up that input utilizing it via the SCAL internal hardware support option. So the first thing you need to do is go off and get the latest software from the Syvecs forum. The Syvecs suite is on there, and once you've got that, you can present and download that and open up the Syvecs SCAL program. Plug in the USB-C connector into the actual hardware, Syvecs hardware, and then plug it into your laptop. After that, you can, in the SCAL program, go Device Connect. It will find the device. And in here, what we're looking to do is assign that input to a custom input option. So AN1 and 2 are basically 0 to 5, and AN3 and 4 are for Mr. types with a 3K pull-up. For the purpose of this video, we're going to just fit an engine coolant pressure sensor, and we're going to set that up on AN1. Once you've assigned that and programmed that, that will lock that in, and we should be presented with some error because that sensor input, at the moment is out of the voltage range. Now we're going to go to View, Customizing Options, Use Defined Sensors, and we're going to set up this sensor, so we need to disconnect to do that. After disconnecting, we can change the full name to engine coolant pressure and the abbreviation of ECP, and then the unit we can set as pressure, millibar, maximum value, let's say 10,000 millibar, 10 bar, and click and set that up. Then press the View Customizing option again, go into the Use Definable Sensors, linearize, and we can then linearize this. So for example, most 10 bar pressure sensors, when they're at 4.5 bar, they're 10 bar, and then when they're at 0.5, they're at 0, and then I can just quickly interpolate between those 2 points. Now, once you've got that working and reading in the device, what you can then do is forward that out on the CAN bus, or use that in, say, a custom output. But for the purpose of here, we're going to say data streams, and I want to transmit this out to an engine ECU, a Syvecs ECU, to pick that up. The best way to do that with a Syvecs ECU, because if you're using the generic CAN receive, is to use the generic CAN transmit. We're going to choose the bus that we set it on, so CAN 0, and we're going to send it on 200 hex. Once we've done that, we don't care that it's not extended, CAN FD or bitrate switching. We're going to transmit that every 100 Hertz, and we're going to say transmit slots 4 is fine, no scaling needed, and we're going to put the ECP into the first byte there. These can all be set as spare then, and then if we save this, as user input CAN test, save that, file close, connect again. We're going to load that calibration, program yes, set that calibration that we've just loaded, and now what we can find is that the engine coolant pressure value will be reading 0 at the moment because there's no voltage on that input here. And once its voltage is presented, it will then update that and transmit that over CAN.